Last we left off, Monkey.
Previously on Dragon Ball Z.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, we're
You're welcome for the
quitting already.
nostalgia.
That's fast.
um. Yep. Well, it was 20 minutes of screaming, and then it's next episode. Uh. Let's see. Monkey. Desmond had been given a location of a group of clerics that might be able to help him. You were sent to that semicircle building across from the Jade Dragon's Baldur's Gate branch. Yeah, you guys show up. What do you do when you get there?
Are there any cleric people here, please?
Yeah, so you see this big 2-story half-circular building, bunch of clerics around. There's a front desk there, a guy in a very simple robe, just kind of looks kind of bored.
You should probably go and ask if they have a department to go to deal with curses.
Do they have any department things?
Do you ask the
Yes.
guy at the... what can we help you with today, sir? Blessings be upon ye.
I need a curse removed.
A curse. Oh, wait here.
Okay.
And he rushes into the back. After about 5 minutes, a lizard man comes out. Are you there with them, Skelly?
I run back. You know, let's just assume I managed to figure out where they went after dealing with the stuff in the airship.
I would assume we would have informed you somehow.
Yeah, you would have sent somebody to find me.
There's
Why?
probably messengers.
Well, the
Yeah.
last place you guys were together was at the Jade Dragons branch, where you split
I
off.
wasn't there. Remember, I had
They
to leave
went. No, we split off whenever we left the doc guy's place.
The doctor.
The Doc Beige.
Okay. Well, yeah. Then,
I was gonna say, like, I assume there's people who just are like messengers. Like, you could pay a tiny bit and they'll run
Would I have my two
cross town
people?
to give a message.
not here.
Okay.
Those are available to you in the town that you live in.
Okay.
Unless you specifically bring them with you, which you didn't.
Let's just assume I knew they were at the Jade Dragons. I went there, I asked where they were, and I caught up just in time. How about that?
Okay. So yeah, you guys see coming out of a door on the side that the guy ran into. He comes out and he says, "This is the head priest of the." Did we ever decide what your religion was called?
Who? What?
Me? No.
Shit, we should have thought of that.
Something like the character in the anime.
They worship the
basically
ancients.
was just ancient dragons, and hope one day to ascend to the same level of worship.
This is
How about Dracology?
Yes, the Dracology. That's a good one.
And now Boltar is here.
This is Ihar Yab, the leader of the local Dracology sect. I see you have a member of the sect with you. He can take your questions from here, and he goes back to his podium.
Oh.
All right, Shadow needs live stuff.
I forgot.
I forgot
Help.
to.
I fix this.
Go ahead.
Good. So Ihar walks up. He's dressed in clothes similar to Scaly, but more priesty looking, less armor, a little nicer, more feathers.
I humbly bow forward
Mhm.
to
Says,
someone
fellow
higher up.
follower, uh, pleasure is mine, and he bows back. May I have your names? And he kind
Desmond.
of look, Desmond, and I assume you're the one who is cursed.
Yeah.
What is the nature of this curse?
The the robe I'm
Hey,
wearing
curse
has
with
explained.
flame.
It's a rather dire sounding curse. Well, please follow me into. They've given me a temporary office. Our enclave is outside of the city. It's be more easier to do some work here than travel the whole way to the enclave. And he walks back into what looks like it was a storage room and now has a desk in it, a hammock strapped to the ceiling, some tribal looking totems hastily attached to the walls,
Does he sleep in
some
here?
incense burning. Looks like it.
Okay.
Um, the shamans and priests of Dracology are very minimalist, generally speaking.
They're
But
usually. Let's go with humble.
yeah, humble, Spartan. Um, they not quite Amish level, humble and Spartan, but yeah. Uh, and he sits down at his desk and uh opens the drawer and pulls out a few components, priestly components. A thing of incense. He lights it. The little lighter he pulls out. Zippo, kind of odd for the more shamanistics, but he probably thought it was neat. Bought it in town. Uh, um, he says, sit down here on that ottoman. I'll inspect you. And I assume you sit down.
Yeah.
And he starts waving the incense around your head and mumbling some words and stuff, and his hands start glowing. And after about 10 minutes of this, he says, "Oh yes, as you say, this dire curse indeed. You do understand if this is not lifted, you will likely die within 2 weeks, 3 weeks."
Weird.
Well, the nature of it is it slowly saps your energy over time until your heart can't even beat anymore, and if you try to remove it by force, it'll take your skin with it. Uh, uh, he says, "Well, we can handle this for you here. Components costs around. We need some special incense, a few extra rubies, uh, bones from a elder dragon. We have those. We can. Those aren't used up. Uh, uh, the rubies and the incense, about 1,500 golds worth. Hmm.
Okay.
You're friends with one of the following, so a discount for friends, 1,300 gold.
Cool.
Hmm. It will take about 2 hours to perform, and you
Okay.
will. He'll start going towards the door and saying, "Oh, and we'll have to go to the enclave." Will you follow him?
Sure.
Do you hand over the money?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
How much money, or should we all pay because Monty got cursed?
I mean, he's the one that put on that robe. It's up to
I'm
you.
extremely poor now, so I can't.
Fair point. How much money do you have, Monkey?
Enough to pay it, so whatever.
Okay, fair enough.
He did just put on a cloak, assuming that it was actually from his father.
Yeah, let him pay for the mistake.
Why is it a
Gotta
mistake
pay.
when they get?
You didn't suspect anything when
Did you not
were on your
verify
knees.
the seal on the letter was actually your father's seal?
It's a gift. Do you normally suspect evil in gifts?
If you're the son of a noble, you probably should.
Do I normally get gifts? What?
Well, you should suspect that
Pay
it could be not from your actual father.
It'd be somebody pretending and then
Yeah.
trying to kill you,
Get back at
which
your
seems
father.
to be the case. Basically, pay
Even
more
I
attention.
know this, and I'm not a noble.
Anyway,
I had a map. It disappeared. I've been having this issue with Roll20.
and are we on the same day as when this happened?
Yes.
The same
Okay, so
day
it
as.
has as when we finished with the doctor.
Yeah. This is right
Okay,
after.
just want to make sure.
Hold up. I do need
Yep.
to get my lay stones.
We're picking up our rewards
Later.
tomorrow.
He said to meet him in a couple hours, and you'll get
Oh,
all
in a
your
couple
rewards.
hours? Alright, well,
Yeah,
I got time.
Probably that time,
Let's
yeah.
go.
All right.
Yep. You gotta just give me a second.
And when the priest or when the guy who's helping us, said he'll offer a discount, I forgot to say, thank you, my brother.
Yep. He'll nod back to you and he says, "It's the way of our people, even though it requires payment, to refuse help would be against our ways." And you know that that's that's cost. Like they're not upcharging you for that.
Yeah.
You've seen those types of rituals before when you're still staying like where you grew up. I assume like you weren't always just nomadic.
Right.
Are they
So we're
nomadic?
following him.
Who's
I
nomadic?
assume at a certain point in
You spaced out.
at a certain point in the what was it?
Draconic? Dragonology, whatever.
Dracoology.
Dracology. Uh, you're sent on a voyage around, just traveling to learn more about the world, and that's how you like spread your faith and learn more about your faith and
So mission.
gain more powers and stuff. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But Scaly found he enjoys, despite arguments, present company pretty well.
Oh,
Okay, this is the Enclave.
This is the ritual circle at the Enclave. It's up on top
Okay.
of the hill. I lost everything that was on this page. Really need to double check this shit like an hour before I start from now on.
There we go.
Okay, well.
so are these
I'm
like
gonna have
the
to-
archways or are they benches?
Those are archways.
Okay.
And that's not. I realize now that's like a spiral staircase. It's not a spiral staircase. That's like a fire pit.
It's not what?
And
Yep. Ignore what it looks like.
So there's
Just
a fire pit
pretend that
here
it's.
and there.
Yeah. Imagine that's a large fire pit
The one in the
there.
middle is the ceremonial fire pit. The one on the side is what they use for cooking.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you would have
Mm,
the lizard guys kind of.
pretty standard ritual circle.
All these green circles are lizard men standing around the circles.
You know, you can just search Lizard Man and drag and drop it, and it should add it.
Straight onto it from Google?
No, from if you go to
Oh,
your
yeah,
like
no, there's nothing that looks not like an evil monster.
Lizard folk shaman, right? Like this right here. Give it a second. If it lets me.
It won't let you. What do you have it?
It's called the lizard folk shaman. They look kind of creepy looking, but it'll be better than a green circle and it won't break if you try to move it. Or you could just use a lizard.
Yeah.
Its token picture is adorable looking. Just like scale them up.
Hold on.
That'll work.
Yeah, we'll use those as placeholders for now.
Yep.
Yep.
If we interact with, I'll find. I had a good one. I don't have it anymore.
At the Enclave, they wear no clothes. That's what's out of the city.
And they walk on all fours. Yeah. So they usher Desmond into the middle. Various different. And so one of them. So you see how there are these faint circles on the ground.
Yes.
So they all stand on one circle, and then the one moves off of one of the circles and motions for you to stand on the fifth circle there. And he's gonna start. They're all chanting, and that you can see they've placed the gemstones around, and incense is burning everywhere. It's getting really cloudy. Smells nice, honestly.
What it?
Yeah. What do you say?
What does incense smell like? Because like all I know is like what.
There's
Tons
a
of different
ton of
types.
different types of
Yeah.
incense. Some smell good,
Move
some
on,
have a
Dusty,
more
move on.
strong smell. There's ones that smell really fucking good, and there's other ones that are more not
Smells
great.
kind of like a campfire, but with like sweet, sugary undertones.
Yeah.
Kind of like a cake baking.
It's like think of it as a candle, but not using wax. It's what it's burning is actually making the pleasant smell.
Yep. So
Did we lose Shadow?
Shadow?
He's muted. Hold on.
I'm here. I'm just
You're
doing
Oh,
something
there
at the
you are.
moment. Sorry.
Oh, there you
I'm
roll 20
listening, though.
guy disappeared.
Yeah, because I'm trying to do something within Discord to cut off the notification when I mute myself and when I unmute myself because I'm starting to
Gotcha.
hear it and I don't remember how to turn that off. I've been going through settings.
Fair
So,
enough.
so for like the first hour, it's just a lot of chanting. You're standing there, your legs are getting tired. It smells nice. You don't really understand what's going on. Scaly, you know that you speak the language. They're praying to. There are hundreds upon hundreds of ancestor ancient dragons, all named, all with different purposes and functions in the religion.
Right.
Like there's like 17 different ancients of the harvest alone and stuff like that. And they're just going through all of them, praying to each of them for protection and healing and removal of curses and deliverance from the forces of evil and whatnot. But it's all in a very specific order that even you know the order that they're doing it in. It holds significance. But after the first hour, it's starting to get darker out because it's been a long day. You notice that all these circles on the ground are starting to glow.
Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
God, these circles suck. They never go right where you want them to.
All right. So the circles are starting to glow.
And pulse. And then the campfire in the center starts to glow that blue color as well. And then you can see blue lights coming off the top of all these pillars and shining bright into the sky, beams of light high into the sky, and you start feeling woozy, and your body starts, like, the other lizards start dancing and like shaking their staffs around in a circle, and somehow you know how to follow them, and your body starts going through the motions, and you hear extra voices joining the chanting from the woods as several other lizard men come dancing out of the woods. I believe even Scaly would join in at this point and start singing, and then
Yeah, I
you
do.
hear another voice and you realize it's you. You're chanting in a language you don't understand, that you've never heard until today, that you've never spoken until today, and somehow you understand its meaning. You're praying for the removal of the curse, and the curse that was placed upon you by your enemy, the enemy that you are hunting. You didn't even know this, but now you know this somehow.
Huh.
And for the next hour, you're by the end of it, you're sweating, and the sweat just keeps building up, and then the robe falls off your body, and the chanting comes to a crescendo, and they all stop, and the head priest approaches you and says, "Congratulations on the removal of your curse. I
Thanks
Is
a
it-
hope
bunch.
Is it removed fully from the
his body,
from
the
from
robe's
it,
laying on the
or
ground."
I
like
say
is the like is it just unbinded from him, or is it like the curse is no longer on the robe? Like if somebody put the robe on, would they become cursed again?
I believe so. Yes, the ritual
Thursday.
is.
Sorry, let's burn the thing.
It's yours to do with as you wish. That would be what
I'm
I would
I'm
suggest.
so it's still the robe is still cursed. Is what I was trying to find.
Yes.
Yes. Well, first of all, we need to put a warning on it just to make sure. Unless we
Or
can
we
just burn it
just
here.
burn the thing and get rid of it for good.
Or we could sell it.
You crazy? Daly stops, looks over, and is like, "Are you serious?"
The money-hungry player forgets
I'm
that his character is
joking.
lawful good.
I was not actually being serious about that, and that was not even really meant to be in character.
Um,
I think burning it or destroying it in another way would be best.
Yeah, let's destroy the damn thing. Daly asks the head priest, "Is the middle fire still going?"
yes.
Would that not be the what's it called?
Blasphemous.
Yeah, that thing.
The
Fire pit in the middle right here. It's still
Blasphemy?
dead, right?
this fire burns eternally as long as the enclave is in this area.
Huh.
You would know this.
Okay. I asked him, "Would it be all right if we dispose of this accursed cape in a fire?"
The fire is just symbolic. It is just a fire. Little
Okay.
bit of druidic magic thrown in there.
We just want to make sure no one else is plagued by this awful thing.
Yeah, understandable. Do you throw the cursed robe in?
I pick it up with a stick and throw it in.
Okay. It plops into the fire and sits there.
Oh, great, it's fireproof.
It's enchanted.
God damn it.
Well, enchants can only be so powerful, so it'll eventually burn, right?
Yeah.
Sure. You don't know how high level a curse that was.
This fire keeps burning for as long as they're here, so eventually it'll burn out.
It's this non-magical fire.
It's magical fire though, because
Listen,
it
that
burns
wasn't
as
from
long as
your
they're
father.
here,
I know
right?
it.
Or is it
That
that they
wasn't-
just tend it?
Alright.
They just tend it, yeah.
Ah,
I have
fuck.
an idea.
How about we just turn it into the J Dragons? They probably have somebody who can dispose of it.
You guys, as members, would know that the dealing with cursed objects is a missions you guys have probably taken every once in a while in your past, and that's something that the J Dragons, they're hired to do, so it's reasonable.
Question.
They've handed us cursed items before? What?
A mission to retrieve and secure cursed objects.
Is there a way I'd be allowed to use... Hold on, where is it? I know it says a creature, but will I be able to use this to just make the fire burn magically?
You can certainly try.
Or I could just use my magic laser sword on it.
Oh, do that, yeah.
I'll stab it with my magic laser sword.
Yeah,
that,
roll an attack for me.
God almighty, man. Give me that.
Yeah, you're trying to hold it with one hand and slash at it with the other, but you're trying to avoid hitting your own hand with the sword at the
I was
same
more
time.
thinking just trying to stab it while it's in the fire.
Oh, yeah, no. It's you poke it in, but it just kind of moves it.
Damn it.
Alright. You want to pick the damn thing up with the sword and just sail on?
Pick it up like it's one of like as if you're using it like as a stick to pick it up. I'll do that.
Yeah.
You guys already got the 2 immovable rods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boltar's saying he might be able to handle it. What are you
Alright.
gonna?
Sure.
No.
Well, objects.
I'm holding it up, so
A unintelligent objects DC is usually 10. So
Okay.
yeah, roll damage.
it's the AC is actually based on material normally. Usually, but yeah. Some materials have higher ACs.
I mean, you blast a hole in it. Yeah, it's the robe's still there though.
So it has a hole in
Where are
it.
the runes on it?
Do you inspect it? Make a if you inspect it, make an
Arcana.
investigation or arcana check.
Investigation, because that's better. 17.
Yeah, so you see along the entire trim of it, and along the sleeves, and even like it has some pockets on it along there.
I have
you
another
see
question.
some faintly
Does
glowing
it
red.
have like obvious stitching that we could just cut the stitching and have it come apart?
With that investigation, and with
I rolled a high arcana too.
yeah, with your arcana, if you specifically worked on because the runes are stitched in using looks like metallic thread. If you
Mhm.
specifically went through there and started destroying those runes, it would you'd need some kind of magical weapon, but all you'd have to do is get that magical weapon underneath the thread and slice the thread, and over time it would permanently destroy the.
Does
curse.
anybody have a magical dagger?
Nope. Alright, let's just... We already blasted a hole in it. Let's just...
Okay, well
Let's
I'm gonna tie it up, like put it in a
In a ball. Tie it in a
ball,
ball.
tie it in a ball, and put it away, and we'll just we'll give it to the J Dragons to get them to dispose of
That
it.
arcana check, Scaly, you recognize that this is a fairly high level enchantment. Like you'd have to be a pretty powerful wizard or like a necromancer or something to
Oh, shit.
create something like this.
I tell everybody that as well.
You got any enemies like that? Monkey?
I don't know,
Desmond,
do
I
I?
mean?
Well, you didn't tell them that an understanding of the origin of the object came into your mind when you were helping break the curse.
Monty just relayed the information.
When you were helping break the curse, an understanding of the origin of it, whatever your a base understanding was that something you're hunting decided to try to hunt you back.
Oh. Okay, so some target's trying to get me back, get us first, something works.
Pretty much.
Okay, real quick. Monkey, how hard is it to repeat a sentence?
Well,
thought
The
these
person
laughing.
the person you're hunting is trying to hunt you back.
yeah.
Say that.
Somewhere a target's trying to hunt us, but we're hunting it back, something. That's words.
I swear to God, Monty, you are a dumbass.
Yeah, let's go on
Anyway.
with things.
I'm gonna roll insight to see if I understand him.
That's some high whiz, low answer right there.
I think I understand what you're getting at.
You do. You figured it out.
Damn it, Monkey.
Okay.
River
So
Walker
we'll
down
turn that
there
into
is.
the Jade Dragons.
And warn them, don't let someone wear it.
Well, obviously it's cursed. So
So we
Yeah.
tell
So
them what the curse is.
you guys get back to town. You
wait,
head to
isn't there spells that let you track people based on the through magic they've casted?
Son of a bitch.
divination spells, but you'd have to find the divination spells. I have never dealt with them myself.
But I meant like we could hold on to it and it may come in handy at some point.
Can I have it?
Okay, let's backtrack for a second. Does the shaman guy come back with us?
Yeah, he heads back to town with you. He's
On the
gotta go
way
to
back,
his
I
office.
asked him, you wouldn't happen to know somebody or a place where you can get divination spell, would you?
There's I already forgot it's in the guy in the purple tent that I sent you to last time. The nerdy nervous guy.
Divination. I could technically learn it as a ritual cast.
Which would come in handy.
It is an optional wizard spell.
Or I could learn it too, technically.
It's 4th level though, so.
Damn. Never mind. Alright.
It would be very expensive.
So we're deciding to hold on to it to try divination on
I
later.
think it could become in use later as like to use to track him somehow.
Good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so let's go see the crazy doctor. Or whatever he is.
Yeah.
Professor Emmett Beige.
Professor Emmett Beige. I wonder where he teaches.
He doesn't.
But he's a professor.
Yeah, you guys head back into town. You get to the
Revolver, your mic's
exploding. Yes, it happens.
Mhm.
You can see that the Big John, the captain of the guard, has left, as well as Barry the bureaucrat, as we're calling him. And there's some sort of big contraption has been built outside. Clearly, that's what he was doing when he was having them hold all this stuff that he was welding together. But no sign of the doctor or the professor.
I'm gonna go knock on his door.
Yeah, it creaks open.
Hello? Anybody in here?
You hear
Beige? You here?
Martin?
make a perception check, actually.
Just him? Or who?
13.
Yeah. You as you were walking in right before you said something, you heard the sound of snoring, which was suddenly stopped by you coming in, and there's a clattering sound as you see Martin come around the corner. Is oh hey, the professor said you guys might be coming around. He had to go deal with something at the Capitol building. Not the
Let me
Capitol.
guess, he had a fine to pay.
The Lord's building. Yeah, he had to. The Lord of Baldur's Gate. He had to go talk to him. But he said when you guys came around, I should let you in his special items room. And also to give the guy in the red robe this cool rock we've been using. And he hands you Baltar. He walks up and hands you a laystone, a hefty sized one too,
Lay stone for the face stone.
about a foot wide.
Ah, that's nice.
Kind of oblong shaped. Yeah.
Hmm.
Heavier than it looks like it should be too.
So what are those used for?
Well, we were using it for when you put a certain amount of energy in it, it floats in place and moves along a single axis. And there's a little table on the side. Here, I'll show you. And he pulls the curtain off and then presses this little switch on it, and you see this crystal glow underneath a smaller laystone. And the laystone starts glowing and hovers like 2 inches off the table, and he like pokes it and it like kind of wobbles a bit and rotates slightly, and then he pokes it in another direction and just kind of slides along the table across the
That
metal,
could be
metal
very
rod.
useful for transportation, depending on how much weight it can hold.
Imagine the semiconductor
Like
levitation.
the where they have something that is cooled to near absolute zero
One of
with a
those.
superconductor, and it makes it levitate.
Basically that, but magic.
Yeah.
Um,
That could be very useful for rapid transportation if it depending on how much weight it can hold.
I mean, that's how we got the airship to that one you're holding there. We held up that entire airship.
Damn.
That is very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The professor's got a source of them somewhere. I don't really know how he gets a hold of them, but
I like to imagine that the professor was just not there during the whole period of the war, and that's the only reason he's not insane.
he was somewhere else.
Like he was off doing some experiment on some other plane of existence.
He was stuck in a magic jar of his own making by accident. Why are we rolling more perceptions?
I don't know. Revolver did one.
Oh, okay.
What were you rolling for?
Perceiving
Revolver?
the perceptions.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He then hands you each the no, we already paid out.
We got the
first
gold
batch.
already.
We did?
Yeah,
I
we got the
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah, we got the 1,000 gold each already
You each got
earlier.
1,000 gold from him. If you didn't
Was
But
it
have
now
that,
we get the
1,000 or
magic
2,000?
item.
and then the 2 immovable rods. And so Martin walks over to a door in the back. There's some clutter in front of it. He moves that away, and he pulls out a key, unlocks it, flips a switch. A light comes on. Little oil light actuated by a switch comes on, and you see in this room a single bookshelf with about a dozen items on it. Let me pull up my list here.
Do you know what any of these are, Martin?
He said to when you find something that looks interesting, he gave me some cards to read out, but for some reason he doesn't want me to read them out ahead of time.
Wow.
The surprise, it's
Surprise
because he
on the
wants he prefers the suspense.
Well, you each get one, and he gave me. Let's start with you here, Shadow.
You.
Let's start with the orc. He gave me a couple that might be interesting to you. We got this belt here. You see a big like wrestler's belt, like a championship belt, with 2 crossed swords on the front. we got the where was it? I had more of these. It's scrolling by like 2 pages every time I scroll through like list, which is annoying.
Huh.
Use the scroll bar because sometimes certain things do that.
There you go. You get this plastic badge here, this rock, this glowing rock. And where was it? I had one that was specifically good for you.
God damn it, monkey.
Where the fuck was it?
You know what it was called?
Yeah, it I remember what it does. I think it or am I thinking of
The orc, barbarian.
And you got a cool rock. No, wait,
Oh
you got
yeah,
a
no, that
cool
was the
badge.
belt. That was the belt. And this mace here, and he holds up a mace that like every single one of its studs is like made out of it's like a different shape and made out of like a different material. Some of them are glowing, some of them are oozing liquids.
I know what that is. and
Is
I
that a
don't
wild
smoke
magic
it.
mace?
What?
No, it's something worse.
Oh god.
You interested in any of these just by looks alone?
Belt and the mace.
The mace.
Interesting.
And the belt is what he said.
Okay, well, let's start with the belt since I have that one open already. Yeah.
Before you say anything, is that prismatic mace?
No.
Okay, I was about to say, man.
So what was the button? Or what was it?
This is the
That one-
champion's belt. This belt is given to someone who has bested all opponents in a test of strength. Once per day, the wearer may substitute their sheer brawn to influence other actions. Once per day, you can substitute your strength score for when you're making a strength, charisma, or intelligence check. I'm adding intelligence. Didn't have intelligence on there.
Don't you mean
So
That's
if
not-
I ask you to roll any one of those once per day, you can say I'm going to use my strength roll instead.
Or you said strength first. So what was it? You said
can
for
substitute your strength roll
Okay.
and use it instead of wisdom, charisma, or intelligence.
Okay,
once per
you
day.
said strength, charisma, and intelligence. That's why I was confused. Yeah. So wisdom, charisma, or intelligence.
Yep.
That's
That
very
is
useful
actually
for
not-
somebody strong.
And that comes from the Fantasy Costco list.
Fantasy Costco.
Fantasy Costco, where all your dreams come true. It's from Adventures.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
What
God.
mace do?
The mace. Let's see. I have that one, and I had to. That one was a custom one. I don't have it. I invented this one. I think.
Okay.
Turns out you just somehow created something that's the exact same as something that's been created.
This here is the Mace of Slaying. It's a regular +1 spiked mace, but every spike has a different effect that you can elect to use on an attack. So basically, it has a bunch of sharp spikes. It can deal the damage of a regular +1 mace, but use any damage type instead. So I think it's a 1d8 for a mace, plus all your other stuff. And
That is
instead of
very
being,
good.
instead of being 1d8 piercing, you can make it 1d8 bludgeoning, 1d8 slashing.
I will say something real quick.
Yeah.
That is really good because you could just figure out what is this thing weak to,
or
In
what
the
is it
town on
not resistant to?
Yeah. If it doesn't have a weakness, like what is it not resistant to, kind of thing. That is really good.
And he says these spikes. Here's a list: bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, force, acid, cold, fire, poison, radiant, necrotic, silvered, iron for ghosts. That's a weird, very specific use one. Psychic, lightning, and thunder.
Holy
Just
shit.
kind of turn it in your hand as you're swinging it to make it hit whichever one you want. But be
The only
careful.
thing I didn't hear mentioned was bleed, but you know what? I might put down the bleed axe for that mace.
Yeah.
That could be useful.
Or if you
that
could
could be
learn to dual
definitely
wield.
useful.
Imagine
Yeah,
learning to
technically I
dual
can.
wield with that.
Technically, I can due to
You'd have to demo your
technically
buff
all I,
shield.
And you could always have it as a backup weapon in case
Yeah.
you're fighting something that has a lot
yeah,
of resistances.
technically. Yeah. Honestly, I'm getting the mace. I kind of need.
He will
I
also
need
say,
variety.
uh, these spikes are replaceable, but they're also kind of fragile. So they might break on a crit fail. You have to roll a 1d15 and it breaks one of the spikes, and then you have to wait till you can get someone to replace it.
Why'd you choose a D15? That's not a God. Why'd you choose?
Because there's 15 different types of damage.
Oh, to determine if it breaks
Yes.
one of them. Okay.
I have the list.
Wait.
The list is available
Okay.
on me.
When it's turn
So you
which
want
one
that one?
breaks now? If it breaks, what?
Admiral. You
Yes.
could do a D16 and he get lucky and it doesn't break if it gets a 16 or something.
There's no such thing as a D16 though.
There's also no such thing as a D15.
Yeah.
You didn't roll
You
custom
can do it in
numbers.
roll 20.
Yeah. But he was
I'll
just saying,
still
like,
take it.
make it so there's a one and
Well,
a one choice out of
if-
the set that is
If there's
nothing
one
breaks.
already broken and he rolls that one again, nothing breaks.
Okay. So the first nat
Technically,
one
I'm
is a
already going
guarantee breaking one of them.
Yep.
Okay.
Rest is just see if anything else breaks.
And
Gotcha.
technically, I am going down the
Yeah,
path
which
of the
one breaks?
berserker.
Which one breaks?
So
I think the downside is
I
still
am going
pretty
down-
good even with it.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, I'm gonna. Like I said, I'm going down the path of the berserker. So dual wielding is not out of the options for me. I'm still going to take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will copy that into a message for you so you can.
If you have if you've created it as like a thing in the game, you should be able to drag and drop it.
I don't have it in the game yet.
Okay.
I haven't even found an image. I literally wrote this like 20 minutes before the game started.
Well, I meant if there's a way to create like
An
custom
hour,
items
okay.
and stuff.
Yeah.
That you can drag in as an attack. Same thing with spells and things like that. On the character sheets. Yeah. That is really cool. I have one question. What is the plastic badge?
Oh, the plastic badge. Let me.
I'm curious because that.
Hilarious. I'm just gonna post it, and put it in the so everybody can see it because I want it to be in the game.
I have a question. So if we like something on the list of somebody else's list, can we
Yeah.
also choose that? Okay, just checking.
And these, he'll also sell these to you. You just each get one for free.
And I can't afford any of them. I am poor.
Ignore the costs that are listed on the Fantasy Costco ones. I will come up with a real cost myself.
Let me know when you when you put it in.
You're gonna see it.
Oh, are you gonna share it in Roll20 or is that? Oh, okay. Who drew Desmond? Why'd you draw a direction arrow?
Because you're standing on top of his house.
And
You can't see where his house is if you're standing on top of it.
well, that's where we're at.
Okay.
Here, I'll make myself tiny. I can't make myself tiny.
Nope.
Plastic sheriff badge. That's plus the 2 checks when impersonating a person of authority.
Damn,
That's
this one is
awesome.
from Fantasy Costco.
Where all your dreams come true. Okay, that's next. Next, we'll do Mac. Let's do eat all.
What if I want
No,
to
I
know
do
what
have
other
one
people have
question.
choices for?
No, I do have one question there. How much would the champion's belt, be if I wanted it as well?
He's gonna charge you 800 for that.
That's not bad.
I will buy it.
That is
I
a
will buy
really good price.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will take the base for free.
Especially for a character that's a strength build character, so.
Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I like the belt. He likes the belt.
Can you is it only for checks or does it also work for saving throws?
It's I'll allow saving throws. It
It's
is
the once per
it is
day,
only
right?
once a day. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's something that if something critical, it would be useful, kind of thing.
Get out a free jail free card on
Almost.
Damn,
Well,
Sometimes.
you still have to roll.
No, no,
You can
it's
still
get
roll
out a
shit.
jail free card. No, it's yeah. My strength is decent. So far, I haven't had bad rolls.
Okay.
So he shows you. Looks like a leather waist pouch, not quite like a full bag size bag.
Like a fanny pack?
Kind of a fanny pack, and it's slightly unzipped, and you can see some fuzzy balls in it, like furry balls.
Meh.
I was gonna make a joke.
I was tempted to do.
A ring with a skull on both sides and an orange gem.
Mm.
A thread of red thread, a spool of red thread with a wicked looking hooked needle attached to the end of it, and a gauntlet with some red
Who is
gems
this
on
for?
Not gonna lie, those all sound really cool. Can we start with the gauntlet, then the thread, then the pouch thing, and then whatever that last one was? I don't remember what it was.
Ring.
He picks up
The
the
ring.
gauntlet and he says, okay, this one comes with a warning. You have to be sure if you want this one because you can't take it back. You can't give it back.
Uh-huh.
This is the gauntlet of the fire starter, and he holds it up, and it doesn't look like a glove. It looks like a mechanical hand.
Does this replace your hand?
This gauntlet, he describes it, but it grants +1 to AC and strength. It says it has 5 charges. You can spend a charge to cast one of the following spells. I'm going to modify this a bit. Firebolt, Control Flames, Burning Hands, Flame Blade, Fireball, Wall of Fire, Pyrotechnics, and Immolation. The gauntlet regains 1d4 plus 3 charges daily at dawn.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm going to change it. Any of those that are cantrips, you can just cast.
Mm-hmm.
That would actually be good for
any of those above level 2 require to use that many spell level
So
charges.
you use the charges, the number of charges based on its spell level.
Yeah, so I think Wall of Fire is a 5th level spell. You'd have to use all your charges.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Pyrotechnics or Immolation.
Those are spells. I don't remember exactly what they do, but I'll have to look that up. I do recognize the names though. I have to look it up now because I'm curious. But go ahead with the next one. That one's more than likely what I'm going to take, but I still want to know what the other ones do.
You didn't. I would have considered it myself.
The bag.
And I'm not night patient.
This is called the Bag of Tricks. This ordinary bag made from gray, rust, or tan cloth appears empty. Reaching inside the bag, however, reveals the presence of a small fuzzy object. The bag weighs half a pound. You can use the action to pull a fuzzy object from the bag and throw it up to 20 feet. When the object lands, it transforms into a creature you determine by rolling a D8 and consulting the table corresponding to the bag's color. I'm going to let you... Only one of these.
I'm sorry,
bags.
say that one more time. You did that really fast.
Sorry.
You,
I was trying to go fast because I had a bag
fluffy
cough
ball
going.
from the bag.
Oh, you're
throw
fine.
it.
Ordinary
Take a
bag
fluffy
made from
ball from the bag.
certain
you
colored
throw it,
cloth,
and it becomes
Revolver, shush.
weighs half a pound.
Okay,
You
sorry.
use an action to pull one of the fuzzy objects and throw it up to 20 feet. When the object lands, it transforms into a creature you determine by rolling a D8 and consulting
Oh, that
the
one's
table.
also a really fun item. I know that item.
The bag of tricks, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they
Oh,
friendly?
fuck.
Yeah.
That is a fun item to use.
And
There's also a similar one that's like it's a pair of dice that has different creatures on it, and you roll the dice and it creates that creature. There's a very similar kind of thing to that. Dang it, that's hard to decide. That one's also fun. What about the string one? Hello?
I would give
Oh,
you
yeah.
the tan bag of tricks, by the way. That's the
Yeah.
only one that's really useful. The others are all like not useful animals.
Mhm.
The thread. Where did you go? Demon's thread. With this thread, you can cast the spell Demonic Mending by threading said thread through two objects of any material it can penetrate. So it like you're trying to go through metal, you'd have to get creative with it. Once sewn, the thread vanishes, leaving the sewn materials fused together seamlessly forever.
So if it's something that the thread needle can go through, you'd have to actually make holes for the thread to be able to go through before, pretty much.
So, like paper, you could
merge paper with
fine,
cloth.
Yeah. Leather, people.
No, thank you. I don't like that. That's you see, like Evil's face, just like he like looks at, like he like thinks about it, and he's just like, yeah, no.
It is demonic thread or whatever.
If you can find two holes in a door and a wall, you can seal a door shut.
I'm good.
Yeah.
What was the last one? There was one more.
Get what it was.
The ring.
The ring, the Fey ring. The ring of the Fey. When attuned to this ring, you gain a +1 bonus to your intelligence. Additionally, you gain a +2 bonus on any intelligence, arcana, or intelligence nature checks you make. Whilst attuned to this ring, you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep. The ring holds one charge as of a special kind of fairy fire. The spell requires no concentration, lasts for 1 minute, and is tints of orange and red. When you are in the Feywild, it increases the range and area of the spell by 10 feet. You can cast this once per day.
Out of everything on that, the
not-
intelligence modifier would be the best on that, because it just means I can add another add more to my thing, my plans.
Planning.
But out of everything, this is very hard to decide. So the pouch sounds really cool. How much is that, just out of curiosity?
The pouch,
Yeah.
I would charge...
Hello?
I'm thinking.
He's
Okay.
I
thinking.
don't have a specific because there wasn't like
You're fine.
this wasn't a shop.
Oh, by the way, while you're thinking, I'm gonna tell you what immolation does. The other one is just like a dazzle and special thing. Immolation is a dexterity saving throw, and it does 7d6 fire damage on a failed save or
Well,
3d6
so-
fire damage on a successful save. It's level 5.
Yep. So that would take all of your.
But that's
Charges.
really good.
I would charge 1,200 gold for that.
The bag.
The bag, yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to get it. I just was wondering how much it would cost if somebody else wanted it. I want the gauntlet thing because more magic.
He grabs the
Remember,
gauntlet and says, "Are you sure?"
I'm going to think about it. And can I decide after you show everybody else items?
Okay.
that's
he's
probably
like-
your smartest move.
Okay. And he puts
Just
the
to
gauntlet
make sure.
back down. And
I just want to make sure before in case there's something even better that somebody else doesn't take.
who do we have next? We got Micken. Let's do Micken.
Gilly's up.
Okay, we have what looks like a sphere of a bunch of iron bands all intertwined along each other. Looks like just a box with a picture of a boat on it. We have a ring that looks like a pencil that's like all swirled around itself. We have a ring with a face on it. And then what looks like a rook from a chess set.
Okay, the rook. Wait a minute. Yeah, that was the first thing that I thought was a bit odd.
The rook
Yeah, I'm a little confused by that one.
looks like a little made of metal.
You know what a rook is, right?
Yeah, I know how to play chess.
Little castle.
Yeah.
Little castle guy.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying why I'm asking him what in the world is this doing with the rest of this?
This here is Darren's instant fortress.
Oh shit.
You can use this.
Yeah, I know what this one is.
Yeah. You can use an action to place this 1-inch metal cube on the ground. It's not a metal cube, but for purposes, that's how big it is. And speak its command word. The cube rapidly grows into a fortress that remains until you use an action to speak the command word that dismisses it, which works only if the fortress is empty. The fortress is a square tower, 20 feet on a side and 30 feet tall, with arrow slits on all sides and a battlement on top of it. Its interior is divided into 2 floors, with a ladder running along one wall to connect them. The ladder ends at a trapdoor leading to the roof. When activated, the tower has a small door on the side facing you. The door opens only at your command, which you can speak as a bonus action. It is immune to the knock spell and similar magic, such as the chime of opening. Each creature in the area where the fortress appears must make a DC 15 Dex save throw, taking 5d10 bludgeoning damage on a failed save. I've nerfed that.
Yeah, that thing can kill you almost instantly
That
if
thing
you're
can-
normally.
One-shot dragons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's a
yeet it out.
rapidly growing stone thing.
Yeah, what
it's
would
like an
happen if I
explosion made out
yeeted
of
it at
stone.
somebody?
Where the shockwave, instead of being
I've-
made
I've
out of
also-
air, it's made out of stone.
It's supposed to be made out of adamantine. It's not made out of adamantine.
Yeah.
It's made out of stone.
It's a lesser version of the
Uh,
more powerful one.
Objects in the area
Alright,
that
what
aren't
about-
being worn or carried take this damage and are pushed automatically. The tower is made of stone, and its magic prevents it from being tipped over. The roof, door, and walls each have 100 hit points, immunity to damage from non-magical weapons, including siege weapons, and resistance to all other damage.
So technically,
huh.
you could place it on the tip of a really tall, like a spire, where it's like a small tip,
Make it
and it
fall
wouldn't
off.
fall over.
Oh wow.
The only way to repair the tower is with a wish spell.
Oh god, yeah. So if it gets damaged,
Each casting a wish causes the roof, the door, and one wall to regain 50 hit points.
by the way, I will say I have a feeling that the ship one is like an instant boat.
Yeah, and I asked about that one in the reins.
Got the
Botsweb boat.
Ooh.
What the hell is that?
Folding boat. The object appears to be a wooden box that measures 12 inches long, 6 inches wide, and 6 inches deep. Weighs 4 pounds and floats. It can be opened to store items inside. This item also has 3 command words, which require you to use an action to speak it. One command word causes the box to unfold into a boat 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, and 2 feet deep. The boat has 1 pair of oars, an anchor, a mast, and a lantern, and a lateen sail. What are, I don't know boats.
It's a small scale. It's like the angled sail. It's not. There's the main sail, and then there's like the one that's parallel with the boat.
Okay, so the mast has the lateen sail on it. The boat
Okay.
can hold up to 4 medium creatures comfortably. Second command word causes the box to unfold into a ship 24 feet long, 8 feet wide, 6 feet deep. The ship has a deck, rowing seats, 5 sets of oars, a steering oar, an anchor, a deck cabin, and a mast with a square sail. The ship can hold 15 medium creatures comfortably. When the box becomes a vessel, its weight becomes that of a normal vessel its size, and anything that was stored in the box remains in the boat. Third command word causes the folding boat to fold back into a box, provided that no creatures are on board. Any objects in the vessel that can't fit inside the box remain outside the box as it folds. Any that can fit stay inside the box.
That is really cool. Would be very useful in very specific circumstances.
What about the rings?
The rings. I'll start with the interesting one. Well, I'll start with the less interesting one that's easy to describe. Ring of Recall. Once per day, the wearer of this ring may recover the slot used on a failed spell.
That could be very
simple.
useful. That could be very, very useful.
Yeah.
Other one?
Question: could that work with the gauntlet spells?
No.
Okay.
Because those are charge based, not spell slot based.
Okay.
Those
That's what I
charges are
thought. I was just wanting to
staying
make
not
sure.
usable. And then we have the
Alright,
Ring
so
of the Grim. Yes?
What did the first ring look like?
It had a face on it.
Okay, what's the second one?
Were you about to say the Ring of the Grammarian?
Grammarian.
Grammarian, I mean.
Yes.
Fuck yes.
Once per day, you can alter one letter in a spell title and cast it with the new title, therefore a new effect. You can also
Yes.
do this to if you know what someone's casting at you, you can do this to them. So if a high level lich tries to cast Wish to make you unalive, you can
Dish.
instead make him cast Fish.
Or power word
would-
kill. Power word krill.
Or power word skill. Add a letter.
Yeah.
Gives you more skill.
But
That
you
would
can
be
change it.
evil. Because you
Oh,
can add a
God.
letter, right? Or change a
You
letter.
can only change one letter.
Oh, you can
Damn.
only change. I think so the one I read before, the one
If
I've
it's
seen
funny enough,
before,
I'll let you add a letter.
I'll say the one I saw before, you can either add a letter or change a letter.
Yeah.
But it's only like one change kind of thing. So like you can add in power word kill, you could add an R after the K and make it power word krill.
Now, if they're still casting a very high level spell, that's going to be a very high level new spell. So power word Fish. Now
A giant powerful
yeah,
fish.
you might not suddenly have never existed, but now there's a Kraken in front of you.
power word
that's
skill. What would that do?
Parkour.
They get a +1 to all of their stats.
No.
Holy shit. Yeah, okay.
Well, it's targeted, so
And
whoever
that
does
means it would be a good thing for you.
Yeah.
That would be pissed for you were
yeah,
the one who casted it.
that's what
So
you're
question, would that work with the gauntlet?
a spell that is cast that you can see, yeah,
Fuck yeah. So
once per day.
that
Yeah.
comboing
Alright,
it,
what
that
was
in
the
general,
fifth
that is
That was
one.
the one.
What'd you say, Macon?
There's one more you said.
Did I? Do you remember what it was?
No, you only had 4, I thought.
Oh
No,
no,
the fifth one.
the Iron Bands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That one's good for you too. The Iron Bands of Bilaro. A rusty iron sphere measures 3 inches in diameter and weighs 1 pound. You can use an action to speak the command word and throw the sphere at a huge or smaller creature you can see within 60 feet of you. As the sphere moves through the air, it opens into a tangle of metal bands. Make a ranged attack roll with an attack bonus equal to your dex mod, plus your proficiency bonus. On a hit, the target is restrained until you take a bonus action to speak the command word again to release it. Doing so or missing with the attack causes the bands to contract and become a sphere once more. A creature, including the one restrained, can use an action to make a DC 20 strength check to break the iron bands. On a success, the item is destroyed and the restrained creature is freed. If the check fails, any further attempts made by that creature automatically fail until 24 hours have elapsed.
So
Once the
it only
bands are
gets
used,
one try.
the creature inside. Anyone outside
That's
of
what
it
I'm saying,
can keep
yeah.
trying, yeah.
Yeah, the creature inside. Good God!
Single use, but
But I
very
thought you said it
powerful.
turns back if it
Single
misses.
use per day.
Oh, per day, but still.
Okay, for free.
And if they succeed, it's destroyed though.
Yeah.
Well,
God.
then my question is then, how much is the ring that allows me to change spells?
And how much
How much is
the
that if I wanted
band?
to buy it?
I'm gonna upprice it from because that can be really powerful. 1,200.
Yeah, the ring's gonna be expensive.
And what about the ball if I wanted to buy it?
1,500.
I'm intending the ball as the freebie, and I'm buying the ring that allows me to change spells.
Okay.
I agree with that choice. By the way, that ring is one of my favorite items. I've had it in a different campaign, and it can make some very funny situations.
Okay, so you got the ring and the iron ball. What did you get, Mac?
I haven't chosen yet. I'm
right.
probably gonna get the gauntlet unless something better comes up that isn't chosen.
And Shadow got the mace and
Belt.
the belt. Next we have Monkey.
Monkey see, monkey do. Also, Mac, keep in mind, if you want to buy a second one, let's say that ring that increases your intelligence, I can buy it for you. I still got
I
money.
don't need it right away. I'm just like that's something that could be useful, but is not that important. Like it is nowhere near as good as something else.
Monkey, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. He points out to you a ring that looks like have a spinning bit on the front of it with 3 holes in it. A set of mannequin hands with some fist wraps on them that are glowing blue.
The hands are going blue or the wraps?
The wraps.
Okay.
A ring with a blue gem on it. He also points to the rock he pointed to as well, with that Gorb was offered.
Hey, what rock? What?
No one ever asked about it. There's a little 1 inch by 1 inch rock that's kind of glowing a bit. And a bag, a sealed bag, kind of just sat there.
Okay, so what are the mannequin hands or the wraps on the hands, whatever?
Okay, for the hand wraps. Doop. Got too many of these open. Hand wraps of the Gathering Storm.
Lightning.
Yeah, so you see standard monk hand wraps, blue material with lighter blue trim on it. You gain a +1 bonus on attack rolls and damage rolls when making unarmed strikes while wearing these. They hold 10 charges. You can expend 5 of these charges whenever you make an unarmed strike to deal 2d4 + 2 lightning damage on top of your unarmed damage. You gain 1 charge on every unarmed strike you land on a hostile creature. You gain 2 charges if you land a critical hit. The charges deplete to 0 when you haven't hit a hostile creature in 10 minutes. I'm gonna say every time you start a fight, you start with 10 charges.
So
Every time you
basically-
start a fight, once per day.
Like it refreshes once per day.
But once you activate it, the charges start wearing down. And I assume you would activate it at the beginning of each fight.
It's like it has some type of capacitor in it where once it's activated, it starts discharging.
So
Super slow
basically,
discharge.
and it can recharge after every unarmed strike that successfully hits.
Yep.
Damn.
That is really good too.
Yeah, that's good for Monkey. He had all
I am
range
very
with
curious
fire.
about this stone if it's what I think
Well,
it is.
I'd like to hear what monkey
Yeah.
thinks.
Monkey.
Like, yeah, I want to hear what the other things first. Something.
Okay.
Is it the ring of three holes, whatever it is?
A ring with 3 holes on it. Oh, he also points to a salt shaker as well. It looks like a regular salt shaker. I forgot about that one.
Oh god.
Is there any pocket sand?
No. Ring revolver.
Wait,
This-
what?
Yep. It's a ring with a revolver on it. It's a highly compact revolver. It has 3 shots. The enchantment on it, it seems to be some sort of what's the catapult spell?
Mm-hmm.
A simplified version of the catapult spell. So you literally just have to get chunks of lead and put it in there. Compact revolver built into the ring and packs a punch. As a bonus action, you can fire the revolver, making an attack roll with fire on the revolver must be reloaded as a single action. All 3 rounds reload in this action. Because it's not because it's a ring and it doesn't require it basically gives you a ranged weapon that you can use as a monk without any penalties.
Can you use
What
it when
about
you make a
shotgun?
punch?
I'll figure that out.
All right.
And it holds 3 shots and requires an action to reload it.
What is the salt shaker?
It's another fantasy Costco. Let's go.
Fantasy Costco.
Where all your dreams come true. I got a thing for me and you.
I've never been to a Costco.
They're overrated.
It's I would say it depends on which one you go to. Some of them are actually really good deals. But then you have to pay membership, so.
The no sodium salt shaker. This may look like a simple salt shaker, but the contents have been bewitched to turn a bright shade of pink if sprinkled over food or drink that contains poison. It also makes the food taste good, as it is a delicious spice.
No sodium salt shaker?
Yep, the no sodium salt shaker. That's what it's called.
That's funny.
That's
What about
funny.
the rock?
You guys want to know about the rock? Rock.
Yeah, what up, Paso?
It's not a boulder. It's a rock.
Shut up, SpongeBob.
The portaboulder.
What?
This
Told
one
ya.
cube of stone weighs next to nothing, but it looks like it is very dense. It has a weird dim blue glow to it. When it touches any type of earthen surface, it rapidly expands to a 10-foot cube of solid rock. Any creatures in the 10-foot cube are pushed outward and take 1d10 bludgeoning damage. 10-foot cube boulder weighs 1,500 pounds and does not glow. The rock instantly returns to its original size when it is no longer in contact with an earthen surface. Alternatively, it can be returned to its smaller state by speaking a command word, which will make it shrink back to its size over the course of 1 minute.
1 day or
Basically,
One
deployable
1 minute?
cover.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So it's like what I wanted to do with the Vault of Amber
Castle.
thing, but an item.
Pretty much. But it has to touch an earthen surface to do it.
Yeah.
So you can't
Has
go
to
there.
be
Did you put
actual
it in the
soil or
velvet-
something.
What's that?
Actual
Well,
ground.
wouldn't you be able to then just throw dirt at it?
It has to be a surface.
So if you carry a
Loose
pot of dirt, it would count.
Yes, if you put it on top of a pot of dirt, but then as soon as it destroys said pot of dirt, it would instantly return back to the.
But it would have already grown.
but then it will reset because it'll fall.
The rock instantly returns to its original size when it is no longer in contact with an earthen surface. Whoever
So
made this
basically-
really thought a way of not letting their players drop boulders on the heads of people from 10 miles up.
Enough.
So what is the bag?
The bag. He didn't point this one out. You noticed this one. Your eye got caught on this one, and you point to it, and he says, "Oh, forgot about that one. That's a bag of beans." You open it up and look inside. There's, let's see how many beans it has.
It's just a bag of normal beans.
That
5
doesn't mean
beans.
suck.
Bad roll.
Magic beans. I actually read this one. I think at one point.
If you dump the bag's contents out onto the ground, they explode in a 10-foot radius extending from the beans. Each creature in the area, including you, must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, taking 5d4 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Fire ignites flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried. If you remove a bean from the bag, plant it in the dirt or sand, and then water it, the bean produces an effect 1 minute later from the ground where it was planted. I get to choose the effect from the following the table to determine to randomly, or create an effect, or roll a dice. There's a
It can be. It's to be fun.
Yeah, it's there. 5d4 toadstool sprout. If the creature eats the toadstool, they must succeed on a roll or take poison damage. If they succeed, though, then they gain hit points equal to that amount. Geyser erupts, treant sprouts, animate into a statue in your likeness rises, makes verbal threats against you. That's fun. Just a bunch of random
What?
shit. So, some of it's useful.
It's the bag. It's
Some of it's
basically
not.
the deck of holding.
Deck
or
of
no,
many
what's it-
things, but
Yeah,
not
it's
as,
sad, but it's being.
nowhere
Not
near
bad.
as dangerous.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the way to get more beans, or is it just 5? What?
Deck of many beans.
No, it just has 5 beans in it.
It's a deck of many beans.
I'll let you roll 3d4 if you want to determine and see if you can get a better roll on that. But that will be the permanent bean count.
What about bean counter?
Ooh.
I'm done.
Wasn't there another item?
Wow.
There was 2 rings.
Yeah, there's
yeah,
12
that's-
beans.
Jesus Christ.
And does that change how much damage it does then if he dumps them all out?
Well, yes.
Then it would be 12d whatever.
Yeah.
Good God,
All
that
right.
would.
Per
Well,
It's
it's always
they would
pro
kill
and
you
that's
along with
why.
anything you were nearby.
Yeah. Any idea on what you want, Monkey?
What
Wasn't
the
there
ring with
another
blue
item
gem?
though?
Oh, the ring with the blue gem. That one's up
Yeah.
all the way at the
Right,
bottom of that
right.
page. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The Wrath of the Tempest. Stormcloud. Once per day, you can use an action to cast Call Lightning using this ring. Any creature attuned to this ring gains a +1 bonus to their Constitution score. The attuned creature is a Tempest Cleric. They also receive a. This probably would have been a. Are you a Tempest Cleric,
No.
Micken?
No.
Micken?
Hold on. Pulling up my sheet. No, but I'd be willing to change that. Right now, I'm a life domain.
You can't change it.
Damn.
Yeah. No. Any creature attuned to this ring gains +1 bonus to their con score. If the attuned creature is a Tempest Cleric, they also receive +1 on Wiz. If yeah, that's all that matters on that ring. Yeah, it lets you cast Call Lightning once a day.
That's
Good spell.
powerful.
I'd let the monkey and say,
I wanted to give you more ranged options.
yeah, I know.
Me or him? What?
You.
Why? I already have a gun and the wand of magic missile.
Oh yeah,
I forgot about that.
I asked how much is that ring?
Well, Monkey gets to decide what he wants first.
No, I don't want.
I know, but
Like I want either the beans or the hand wrap things. Like how much did each of them cost?
I think the hand wraps would be
get
better for
one for
you.
free, Monkey.
Yeah, but I still want to know how much
Yeah,
they cost.
honestly.
The bag of beans is 800 gold.
Okay.
The ring is 1500 gold.
And the hand wraps?
The hand wraps are 1000 gold.
Monkey?
Key.
The
Seems
hand
how
wraps
we got
require
2,000
attunement.
job.
How many items can you
2,000
attune to?
3?
3.
Also, did the gauntlet require attunement?
The what?
The gauntlet. Did that require attunement?
No.
Okay. I'm assuming it replaces your hand.
Can I buy the bag of beans and bag of tricks, please?
And the bag of tricks.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Toss away all your money.
I'll tell you.
What was the bag of
And-
tricks?
The bag that gives you the summon, whatever. That's
Oh, yeah.
And are you just taking the hand wraps for free?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
You get a tan bag of tricks.
Make sure you don't grab the wrong something from the wrong bag.
I screenshotted the correct list.
And last thing is revolver.
Oh yeah. Revolver. I'm an idiot. I knew there was another
Yeah.
person I was forgetting. Let's see what we got for you.
Damn.
Sorry.
It's okay. You're just quiet today.
There's what looks like a jug with a bunch of different stoppers on it.
Mhm.
A necklace with a bunch of beads. A pearl. What looks like some kind of mechanical insect. And four little glowing gems attached to like this little stone pedestal, like 2-inch little tall pedestal, and a blue globe.
Mhm.
I feel like I know what 3 of those items are. Because I recognize the description.
Any of these spark
Mhm.
your interest right off the bat, or you just want me to read through them?
What's the blue globe?
Drift globe. Sphere of small sphere of thick glass weighs 1 pound. If you're within 60 feet of it, you can speak a command word and cause it to emanate light or daylight spell. Once used, the daylight effect can't be used again until the next dawn. You can speak another command as word as an action to make the illuminated globe rise into the air and float no more than 5 feet off the ground. The globe hovers in this way until you or another creature grasps it. If you move more than 60 feet from the hovering globe, it follows you until it is within 60 feet of you. It takes the shortest route to do so. If prevented from moving, the globe sinks gently to the ground and becomes inactive, and the light winks out.
Question: does it have to have the light activated to float?
No.
So I could technically cast daylight on it even without if its charge is used up, and it can still float.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Although mine's also once per day.
What about the necklace?
Beads of Force. Necklace, 4 beads. Small black spheres measuring 3/4 of an inch in
Wait.
diameter.
You're fine. I just realized I read the immolation spell wrong. It is even more dangerous than I thought.
Yeah. You can use an action to throw the bead up to 60 feet. The bead explodes on impact and is destroyed. Each creature within a 10-foot radius of where the bead landed must succeed a DC 15 Dex save throw or take 5d4 force damage. A sphere of transparent force then encloses the area for 1 minute. Any creature that failed to save is completely within the area is trapped inside the sphere. Creatures that succeed on the save or are partially within the area are pushed away from the center of the sphere until they are no longer inside of it. Only breathable air can pass the sphere's wall. No attack or other effect can. An enclosed creature can use its action to push against the sphere's wall, moving the sphere up to half the creature's walking speed. The sphere can be picked up, and its magic causes it to weigh only 1 pound, regardless of the weight of the creature inside.
So you could use catapult on it.
It's a capture item. Use it to capture things.
Pokemon.
You could also catapult somebody.
You also had the
Probably.
By the way, Admiral, did you see what I sent? Like, do you see what that says? It's if you repeat the saving throw each on their turn each time, and unless they succeed, they take another 3d6 fire damage. For the immolate.
You also had the pearl.
Mm-hmm.
The Pearl of Power. While this pearl is on your person, you can use an action to speak its command word and regain 1 expended spell slot. If the expended spell slot was 4th level or higher, the new slot is if you're a warlock, you only have 1 spell level things, so you can just get 1 spell slot back using it.
All right.
I forget. Alchemy Jug. Do you know what an alchemy jug is?
Mm-hmm.
Moonshine.
Yeah, I know what an alchemy jug is.
Really fucking cool.
And the gems.
Oh yeah.
The gems.
This gem contains, there's 4 of them, contains a mote of elemental energy. When you use an action to break the gem, an elemental is summoned as if you had cast Conjure Elemental spell, and the gem's magic is lost. The type of gem determines the elemental summoned. It has all 4 types: blue, yellow, red, and emerald, green, air, earth, fire, and water.
Is yellow air or what? Yellow's fire.
Yellow is earth.
Yellow's
Blue is
earth.
air. Green, they should have made diamond air.
Air.
Blue sapphire.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I was confused. I'm like, huh? Because I was like, blue should be water. Yeah, that's weird. But yeah.
And he says, with this one, you're allowed to take 2 of these for free.
Oh, okay. What about the insect?
Oh yeah.
Insect. That's the other one I forgot. Where are you?
I'm wondering if the insect is what I think it is.
The lock crawler. It's a tiny thief. This arcane-powered bug is able to unlock most mechanical locks. You can spend a bonus action to activate it and order it to do so. Crawler has a movement of 10 feet and is able to climb vertical surfaces. It cannot carry anything. When unlocking a lock, roll a d20. On a 1, the crawler makes a fatal mistake and gets crushed by the lock mechanism. Any subsequent rolls to attempt to pick the lock are made with disadvantage.
Huh.
So as long as you don't get a critical one, you're fine.
Yep.
Yeah. So, how much is the lock crawler? If I buy it,
1,200 gold.
I'm guessing alchemy jugs are more expensive.
It would be cheaper, but automatons like this are exceedingly rare in this world,
Mhm.
especially functional ones.
and the elemental pearl.
The pearl or the elemental gems?
The pearl.
The pearl, 800 gold.
The pearl.
800.
What did the pearl do
And
again?
It recharges, or it's a
It's a
one-time
once
thing.
per day thing. Which
Oh,
is
it's a
still
one.
pretty good.
Pearl
So
of power.
okay, I'll take the lock crawler for free, and
Okay.
I'll buy the pearl of power.
How much is alchemy jug?
400 gold.
Only 400?
You must not know what. You must be thinking of something else.
I may be thinking of something else. What is? Can you remind me what it does? I forget.
You speak the name of a liquid, and it can produce a certain amount of it.
Yeah, that can be very powerful. In certain
can-
case, like it's not overpowered, but it can be very useful if you're creative.
Different liquids have preset amounts, and
Okay.
it can't produce things that would destroy itself, like lava or high-powered acids.
Okay. Oh, it's still cheaper than I thought it would. I thought it'd be closer to 1,000.
So
I'm gonna get the gauntlet.
revolver, you got. What did you get? The lock.
The lock crawler and the pearl of power.
Imagine you can get a
Question,
bottle of
the-
water and just summoning yogurt.
Mayo
Well, I was
is
gonna
one of
ask
the
him.
mayonnaise is one of the preset options on
Mm-hmm.
it.
Now the alchemy jug thing. Can it make potions?
No.
Like-
it can't
Okay,
make magical
okay, so-
liquids.
It can give you the ingredients for a potion. It's the liquid ingredients.
I was just wondering if it can make a healing
As long as
potion.
they're not magical in nature.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're an alchemist, if you need to make if you can craft healing potions, you just need to, if you have the right ingredients, you can fill
I
in.
was gonna
things
say
like
we should get the
You can get
alchemy
blood,
jug.
but you can't specify it like dragon's blood.
What about honey?
Honey,
You
yeah,
can get
make honey.
honey. So I'm gonna get that gauntlet.
And I'm gonna mention one last thing. That the rook that Mickey
Oh, yeah, the
stepped on. How much
castle.
was that? How much was
Uh,
that?
10,000 gold.
Jesus.
How much was the gauntlet?
10,000 gold.
Okay, I'm taking the gauntlet.
I'm
I'm
Yes.
taking the gauntlet.
Yes,
It is a lot more.
Two super expensive things. I was hoping you wouldn't ask.
I knew how much the gauntlet would be, probably more than it likely really expensive.
So before we do that, Monkey, you got the wraps and what? Did you buy something else?
He bought 2 other
Get
things.
the wraps, the bag of beans, and the bag of tricks.
How many uses does the bag of tricks get?
3 per day? Wasn't it?
Something like that. It keeps redoing them. It's not
Okay.
not a finite thing.
Okay, just
that's
wanted
why
to
it's cheaper.
check.
None of you noticed the wand of wonders though, but you've already
Well, you
chosen-
didn't say it.
Tell us,
I know.
dick.
Tell us
I
what it
wasn't-
is.
that was a joke. That's not actually in there. That's basically it's as dangerous as a deck of many things. In
I've
wand
never
form.
heard of it.
Yeah.
That's-
It's newer.
It's game breaking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to get the gauntlet.
Get ready to lose an arm, brother.
Gauntlet.
It's
Okay.
fine.
Martin reiterates, "Are you sure?"
Is it gonna remove my hand?
He grabs an axe and says, "Yes." But it
You have
won't
anything
hurt.
that can numb the pain?
Magic axe.
Oh, magic axe.
Yeah. He presses a button
I'll
on it
just
and the
take
edge
the
starts
castle. That
glowing.
way, if we ever get surrounded, we have at least we're fortified.
He
Fuck
has
it, I always wanted to be a,
Martin
I
has
always wanted to be a
legitimately-
wizard.
grabbed an axe and the edge of it has started glowing, and in his other hand he has the gauntlet.
Fuck it, I always wanted to be a wizard.
Okay, sit down at this table here, and put your arm here.
He looks away as you.
Your arm suddenly feels lighter, and then suddenly feels heavier than before. You can't quite feel it, but you can still, like, you tap your finger and you hear a metallic tapping on the table, and you look down, and your right hand has been replaced with this gauntlet.
His right hand.
Hey, have a Mega Buster / Z Sword.
I have
like,
something I can light something on fire, and if they can't succeed on a save, they will burn into ash.
Is he Dal right-handed or left-handed?
I'm gonna have to look at that spell, and I might, depending.
It's a saving throw, so if they succeed once, it goes out.
Yeah.
They repeat it each turn. It's a dexterity saving throw. So unless it's something that isn't dexterous,
I mean,
they'll be fine.
I've basically already given you a free fireball every day.
Yeah.
Which means enemies are going to start getting more difficult because you're getting more more and more crazy magical items. But yeah.
Honestly,
also,
he wasn't the biggest powerhouse, so that's not the biggest problem.
Yep.
But it does give him a lot more options.
Can you tell me what spells those were again? Because I need to add them to my list.
I'm gonna give you the card.
Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna send. This is why I've written everything down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send the cards to everybody. I'm guessing you can't afford anything else.
I have only 249 gold,
Yeah,
so
you can't afford anything on this fucking list.
yeah, that
can't even afford the salt shaker.
exactly. Like I said, I'm poor at the moment. I spent all my money on scrolls.
I'm more broke than Idal.
What?
No, I think I have more money. I may have half of what is required to buy the fortress, but I don't have it.
Revolver, what were you saying?
I'm willing to give you some of my money to buy something cool.
Which is?
What?
I'm willing to give you some of my money to buy something cool.
Did anybody get the Ring of the Grammarian?
No, yes, Micken did. What was left? I don't remember. So there was the.
I bought the ring and what's the other thing?
He didn't get the second ring. The Ring of the Fae still around.
What does the Ring of the Fae do again?
Intelligence.
Intelligence, and then it did a bunch. Did the fairy fire.
Yeah, you get a free fairy fire, +1 to int, +2 on Arcana and Nature checks.
That would also technically be good for you.
What else was there?
There's the boat.
Boat.
The
demon thread. The alchemy jug. The
stupid badge.
The what?
The plastic sheriff's badge. Portable boulder. Oh, I forgot the scissors of running. Those were in there too.
What?
I forgot to give those to someone. The scissors of running.
What is that?
While you hold the scissors of running, a cutting-edge magical item, you can use your bonus action to run an extra 20 feet. However, every time you use the scissors of running, roll a d20. On a nat 1, you fall prone and take 1d6 piercing damage.
Now,
I know, thank you.
I will say, how much was the fairy fire ring, the Fae ring?
800 gold.
Monkey?
No,
I mean,
that gives stat boosts. 1200 gold. I was thinking just the fairy fire.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because Revolver said he would. Okay, I'll use all my remaining money. So you said 1200 gold?
Yes. So
I used 249 gold towards that.
Oh.
I now have 0.
I asked Revolver, how much money does he have left?
I have 1400 and
minus 951.
Damn.
51. That'd be leaving me with 490.
And change. Okay, never mind.
Change.
I was gonna buy the lightning
Hold
ring,
on.
but never mind.
Oh wait,
Hold on,
nobody
hold
took
on,
the
hold
lightning
on.
ring?
Yeah,
No,
nobody took the lightning.
How
Well, how much was that?
okay?
15.
1,500 or?
How much do I even have left? Because I don't even remember how much I even had. Before I was like, I remember we got 2,000 each from the dock. I think I was still sitting on a good bit of money.
We got 1,000 each, right?
You have
No,
2,400.
remember because I had 24.
Yep.
Okay, plus
1,000.
no. Remember we got double the amount required, so he paid
No,
us
but
double.
the reason why we're getting the magical items is because we only
Oh,
took
yeah, that's
1,000
right.
gold.
Yeah, you could either take another 1,000 each or
Okay.
pick a magic item. Yeah.
We're getting magic items worth
So
more than 1,000,
so
so.
technically I have so I have 34K.
And then you spent
Well, 30, yeah. I spent 800.
whatever that belt was, and then so you have quite a bit left.
I was gonna say,
I could
can I
spot him.
borrow 400 to buy the ring for the lightning?
That's 500. No, I
No,
thought that was 1,500.
it's
Yeah,
1,500.
I have 1,200 left. I need 400 more just so I have a little extra left
Go ahead.
over.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank
Okay.
you.
And I'll spot you guys with the pay ring.
Oh no, I'm good. Revolver covered that, unless you want to help give Revolver some money back, because
Yeah. Well, just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't leave him completely broke.
I don't need money, bro.
Okay,
I
that's
spent
fine
a
then.
lot of
That's
money.
fine.
I spent 1,500 on scrolls and learning ritual magic.
Nice. All right, give me a second. Share the sheet
Yeah.
loading. If I'll load that up.
Yeah, because I'm keeping some money just in case I need potions.
Yeah,
I am good
I
on
go to
potions,
potion-
luckily.
so am I. Come on.
I
Okay.
think I have I think I have like two to three stems left, and that's all I got.
That's a
Have
good
one of my greater healing stems. I have 5 of them.
Come on.
Okay.
Dad. There it goes. Damn.
Okay, that'll work. That'll work.
I got 400 from Shadow. That puts me at 1671. I spent all 15 to get the lightning ring.
The ring.
So that puts me at 171.
Okay. Do you have that, Admiral? Have down what
Okay,
we bought?
So you got the gauntlet, and then you
Gauntlet
also bought
and the fairy ring. Fey ring. Fey run, Fey ring.
And I'm getting
Wait.
scaly enough money to get the thunder ring.
and then Micken also got.
Thunder ring.
Lightning
Okay,
bolt's
after
really
after
powerful, isn't it?
today's session, the end of today's session, I will send everybody cards for all those
Yeah.
items.
All right.
Yeah.
And more information on them. I have a hard out in like 20 minutes.
Okay.
I'm taking my mom to dinner.
Okay. You have a good dinner
Yeah.
then.
I still got 20 minutes if anybody has anything else they want to do.
Um,
Kind of why I did this, because I knew I had a hard out today,
No, you're
so
fine.
I didn't want to get into any combat or anything.
Well, because we've
Understandable.
been busy, I
Plus, we
haven't
took
done
so
the
long.
chance to tell everybody what me and Grog found, or Gorb.
Or
Yeah, no, you
And-
guys don't know about that yet.
no.
I mean,
All we can say is the imp is dead, but it
Imp?
wasn't an imp.
it
isn't
wasn't
there
an
like
imp.
It wasn't an imp. Whatever it is, it was a spiny little
demon with
bastard and it's
spikes.
dead.
Yeah.
It is fried to dust.
So
Though I do have a back. Though I do have some sulfur though.
I take it you didn't have much trouble.
No, we caught the thing and ended up sending it back
We
to hell.
caught it and killed it like 2 times.
But it gave a warning that we should have. That it would have been better if we captured it. So that has me concerned.
Yeah, it did say we shouldn't have killed. You shouldn't have killed me there, as it died.
Yeah, but honestly, the thing somehow was turning invisible. It was better off we send it back now.
Boltar,
You should. I
you
hope you
feel
didn't set a bomb on the ship.
Oh shit.
No.
Boltar, you feel your book vibrating.
Oh shit.
My book.
2 missed calls. It's your senator asking for more
I gotta
money
take this
again.
call.
No. Yeah, do you open up your book at all?
Yeah, I open up my book. I go outside and open up my book.
Yeah, they're inside there talking about the devil. You see in the back pages where you've gotten messages from Weha, or what was it? Weha Piwo, I believe is the name.
My patron, yeah.
Yeah, your patron, Weha. Some writing has appeared and is still appearing, and it's instructions concerning the laystone.
The face stone.
It says it tells you find a forge, mix ground laystone with cast iron, specifically cast iron. And there's a little drawing of a circle with dimensions and whatnot. It looks like a 3-foot ring of cast iron imbued with laystone and some runes and whatnot scrolled along it.
Portal
And
to
it
the
also
Feywild.
has an address that says "Take here when finished."
You're making a portal to the Feywilds.
Yeah. Okay. Mm. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to the ship
Yeah.
and work on learning my ritual spells.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go back to
After
the ship
searching the
as well.
ship to make sure there was no bombs that were planted.
Yeah, I'm
Make
gonna help with that.
make an investigation with advantage then. I'm on the wrong page.
24.
You do not find any bombs. You find a
Did I roll?
few.
We find
What?
what?
You find a few pieces of that twisted metal that from that first device. That shut down the crystal looks like an unfinished second device.
Hmm.
All right. When we find it, I'm gonna roll Arcana.
Okay. Yep, you
Damn.
still have no clue.
I
what
get
this-
plus 2 to Arcana, right?
Have you attuned to the ring?
Not yet, but never mind. 2 nat 20s.
shit.
uh, yeah, this is infernal iron. This design is straight from the hells. You remember seeing stuff like this in the lore. The devils would place devices like this in airships and
It's more clear now that it's not melted.
battle walkers, sabotage devices originating from the hells.
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea that who did this. Who ordered it, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, the one we're hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's on to us now, so we better be careful. Actually, I just realized we should probably take a different route.
Nah, we'll be
No,
fine.
no. Let me point this out. He knows what ship we were taking.
Mm-hmm.
But aren't we like leaving the ship like halfway through the next stop? Something?
He does.
True. But I feel bad for the captain who we're
Yeah,
ditching.
he'll be fine. I've searched the ship really well. There's nothing else left here.
Do you want to walk the rest of the
Right.
way?
No,
or
I do.
something?
No, I'm saying let's take. My idea was take a different route, but I guess we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So
But
I
I
do have a
searched the
question
ship
before
quite
we
well.
go.
Can we at least inform the captain for let him know what his crew should keep an eye out for, and show
Yeah.
him the pieces.
I'll let him know and also tell him if he smells anything, if anybody smells anything sulfur, like to inform us immediately.
And land quickly.
Yeah, you guys knock on the captain's quarters, the bridge / captain's quarters, and he opens up the door, and inside you see the captain and a new individual. Um, looks honestly looks like a fucking wizard. He's got the pointed hat, some sparkly robes on, younger, but looks capable enough. And the captain says, I was just talking to our new hire. What's up with what's going on, guys?
Well, I just
Uh,
finished double checking to make sure nothing that little bastard didn't leave anything before they killed him. I found this. He hadn't finished putting it together, luckily. But I just wanted to say, if y'all smell anything like sulfur or anything, make sure you just say something.
It's I had the head office for our shipping company send me funds to hire a divination specialist, Mark here. He's a newer, just out of the academy, but he's pretty capable. Uh,
Would you be able to track something based on a spell that somebody cast?
Well, he can use some see invisibility spells and revealing spells to find hidden objects based on his divination stuff. And Mark chimes in. Yeah, I specialized in revealing the unseen in the academy. I was top of my class. And
question for you. Any idea what would tell us a spine devil or whatever that thing was to be invisible?
Spined devil.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not specifically trained on devils. I do know the basic structure. You got imps, spine devils, chained devils, bone devils. Past that, there's cambions, pit fiends, succubi.
Okay, let's just backtrack for a second here. The spine devil. There was one on the ship, which is why they hired you, because you didn't see invisible shit. How the hell was he invisible?
I assume either they're intelligent creatures. They were once mortals. Their souls have just been corrupted into new beings of pure evil. So they're capable of learning magic. Could be he found a scroll, was given a scroll, had it cast upon him, had a piece of a ring or something that was gifted to him by a higher level devil. There's lots of options.
We know it wasn't a ring because it would have been on in the ashes of him.
It's interesting about invisibility and as an ability. The lower level, like with demons, same with demons as with devils. Lower level ones tend to have the innate ability to go invisible to protect themselves because they're weaker, and then they lose that ability as they get stronger, become higher level demons or devils. Like a Quasit can turn invisible by its very nature, but a mid level demon can't. It doesn't need to. Same with imps. Then once you get to spine devils, it's they lose the ability because they're more combat focused. But then once they get more powerful, they like pit fiends can have true sight and can cast all sorts of spells, and then demon princes can have been known to have access to the wish spell. It's just terrifying.
Huh.
He'll ramble about the arcane nature of the existence of their being and how arcane powers are infused with them based on like their age and
But
You research devils so much.
this is fairly basic devil knowledge. You'd want to get into the specialists for specifics on devilish runes and hierarchy structures and politics. That's the real meat of it.
I was not roll insight to see if that was actual common knowledge.
He considers it Edel would know that he considers it. He clearly considers it common knowledge, but he's from probably one of the hoity-toitier academies.
He is a very well educated individual.
And
Yeah.
he's just been in that life his whole life, so he just assumes everybody knows that.
I feel
Me,
like Edel would
however,
know
I will
some of
get-
that information just because of his history, but
But
Type of person that knew how to cast cantrips when he was 2 years old.
no, I
question:
mean the
when
devil
did you
knowledge.
start casting magic?
Same as everyone, around 4 or 5.
I didn't learn even how to cast my first
1 second.
racial spell until
Damn, bro. I got
Until my
magic from a fair.
20s.
What's your excuse?
Huh? What'd you say?
I got my magic from a fairy.
I got mine from my own
Guaranteed.
race.
Okay, I'm back.
I was gonna say
Alright.
my character says, "Damn, I didn't learn how to cast my light until I was in my 20s, and that's something all
Old.
that's something." Sorry, that's something that all what are my Asimirs can do. Not Asimir, is that right? Yeah, Asimir's the one what I am, right? Double check. Yeah, Asimir.
Sorry, my mom was talking to me again.
I'm not
Um,
old. I'm just a long-lived race.
Uh-huh.
You learned your
Like
first.
how
You learned your first spell when you were 20. I'm still 3.
What?
What?
Yeah, Monkey's race is very short-lived. Well,
Oh.
was short-lived.
wait, how old is Monkey?
3.
Wait, so you're telling me I've been going around with a toddler?
They live to be about 20
I know.
normally.
How old am I? What?
Didn't you say you were like 3?
I thought I was like 3 something.
Your race lives to you're about 20 normally, but now you're going to be the oldest who's ever existed by far.
I have a question real quick.
No, I'm 5.
With the remaining money I got, can I upgrade my blood axe? Any at all? Before we go.
You already have the
mace.
plus.
The mace.
you
I
already have
know.
no, I'm saying you already have the +1 on it, and the other enchantment adding on top of that gets exponentially more expensive.
Okay, so 2K ain't gonna handle it.
No.
Okay. I just thought I'd check.
Add an extra 0 and that probably will.
Oh, definitely another 0, definitely.
Yeah. 20K, yeah. That'll do it.
Warhammer? No, that's 40.
Nah, you just need to double it one more time, and that definitely will handle it.
Probably. Depends on the enchantment, honestly.
Didn't you say you need to go like 4 minutes ago or something?
No, I still got a couple minutes.
Okay.
Well, you
My mom was talking to me about.
have a good dinner.
Can we do a
I
long rest?
have time, but
What
it
were
was
the
more like
spells,
if
though?
You just need to,
That thing
What?
had, I don't remember.
the spells that the gauntlet had.
Gauntlet, yeah.
I'll send it to you later tonight.
I'm just
I'll
trying to
raise
remember.
it
So
to
there's
'em.
firebolt, immolation, pyrotechnics.
I got it. I'll pull it up here. Firebolt,
Did you
control
get off
flames, burning
Pinterest?
hand. Yes. What'd you say?
Did you get it off Pinterest?
Yes.
That's where I found it. That's how I knew not to buy the shit.
Oh, I knew
thinking
I
about
knew I wanted it, even if it cost a hand.
I thought about it. I ain't
I
magical,
want
but I
them.
thought it.
My character has always dreamed of being
I-
a wizard,
I
but he ain't got the
modified it.
smarts for that.
from what it was.
But
No. But the
Firebolt,
strength
control
upgrade
flame,
was
burning
pretty
Burning Hands, Flame Blade, Fireball, Wall of Fire, Pyrotechnics, and Immolation.
Don't I already kind of have a flame blade?
Yeah,
Dual
pretty
wield.
much.
Yeah.
Right.
I was
Now
gonna
you have
say.
to go.
Oh yeah, good luck.
Well, yeah, what kind of stats?
Hey,
My
He's
character's
gonna-
always wanted to be a wizard, but he does not have the attention span for it.
I'll be right back.
I'll see y'all
If
later. I'm gonna
anyone's
head off.
still here. All right, see ya.